Come correct or don't come at all.
This is the Hartzog Hustle Podcast.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
And we're talking about the hustle, strategy, and mindset you need to win in the areas of your finance, your purpose, and your future.
Know what I'm saying?
If you have heart and you want to learn how to activate the power of your hustle, then this is the podcast for you, baby. For you, baby.
Congratulations.
And now, your hosts, Anthony and Janilka Hartzog.
This is how it should be done.
Yo, what's going on, my people? Welcome to the Hartzog Hustle Podcast. My name is Anthony, and I'm joined here by my beautiful wife, Janilka.
Nice to meet you. Hello, hope everyone's doing well.
And this is the Hartzog Hustle Podcast. We'll be talking about everything hustle as it relates to business, relationships, entrepreneurship, and just overall life. How are you doing today?
Doing well. Can't complain. That's all I got. Doing well.
What's going on in your life?
A lot of moving parts is going on, but gonna manage it all. That's all I'm gonna say. Gonna make it work.
I feel like we always got a lot going on, which is one of the reasons why we started the podcast. We want to add another layer to our life. Another layer to the hustle. We want to bring you guys along for the ride.
Yes, exactly. So, that's it. I think that anytime you ask that question, I'm be like busy.
Yeah.
We're always busy.
Listen, especially as we move towards the end of the year, a lot of people are thinking about New Year's resolutions. They're thinking about, how they could change their life. And this is the best time.
And we're thinking about closing out the year strong.
So this is the best time to be thinking about how to start something. But also, we aren't the type of people to kind of wait until the new year to start something new. It's like, I'm not going to wait till January 1st to get that business or that hobby started.
No.
Especially those, if you guys don't know, we have a cleaning business and we teach people how to start their cleaning business. Cleaningbusinessuniversity.com. And there's no reason to wait. Don't wait till the new year.
No, get started now so that you have your business up and running for the new year. Set it as a goal.
Yeah. So the cleaning business was actually crazy this week. We have 40 bookings?
Yeah, it is. It's 40 and growing. The week isn't over. So we have a lot of bookings and we're hoping all goes well. It reminds us why you should always be hiring because, holiday season.
That's that heartburn right there.
Holiday season and stuff like that. You need to be prepared and ready for what's to come. So yeah.
I saw you had went crazy on somebody in the DMs too. Like what was going on in your head when you did that?
That wasn't crazy. I answered very nicely.
What was the story behind that?
I definitely answered nicely though.
Listen, we get a lot of DMs, right? If you guys don't follow us on Instagram, the Hartrimony, TheHartrimony, the Hartrimony.
So what happened was this person in question.
Gotta watch your mic too.
Oh, this person in question, they've been asking questions in our DM since July. We are now at the end of the year. That's at least 4 months. And they were asking questions since July. We have provided answers. We provided them with our 11-minute video that you can watch that gets some more information.
On our cleaning business.
But also they've been on lives before asking questions. We have answered. I recognize the person.
You went through the whole history of their
we have answered questions there. And at this point, the response has been, it's in the course now. It's in the course because you're continue to ask more questions. That's in the course, right? Yeah. We have tons of free content on our page. We do tons of videos. We do a lot of lives. We send out emails. We send out texts. We respond to questions in DMs.
We do podcasts
and comments. Yeah, we've been on podcasts where we answer these questions.
We're also doing our own podcast now.
So the last thing I think you had said was like it's in the course.
The question that came up was, what did they ask specifically? I forgot.
I don't even remember what it was.
It was about paying your contractors. How do you pay your people? Oh, the question was, how do you make sure that they're paid after every job or something like that?
Some question, and the response was, it's in the course. Because at this point,
it said it's in the course, bro.
Yeah, at this point, that's been the response the last 2 or 3 times.
I said it's in the course, bro.
Because we provided all the information that we can. And his response was, you can't expect me to buy something without having the information or without asking questions. I think something like that. And it made me not upset, but made me be like, who are you talking to? Because I'm like, obviously, the person follows us, but if you follow us, we answer questions.
Move your chair over.
Oh, really?
You keep going off the mic.
Okay.
I want to make sure you're good.
Okay. Am I good now?
We'll
they
see
also have
you
to
turn
see
your head.
my face. Didn't
You're
even
good.
see you, the beat. But so it was just like, who are you asking this question to?
Yeah.
Because we answer everything. We've answered multiple questions for you. So if you're still not sold on it from July to now, maybe it's not for you, and that's okay. But I also don't have to continue to answer your question.
Yeah, our goal isn't. I mean, you said every customer is not for you.
Yeah, that's what I said. And I'm like, and if you see this, that's totally fine, because every customer is not for us, and we understand that. You know, you can. I'm not saying that you go and buy something blindly, but then to say that was the thing for that person to say, like, oh, you can't expect me not to ask a question. I'm like, sir, we've answered multiple questions, and we continue to ask questions.
If you scroll up, you would have seen all the questions that we answered for you.
You got the wrong page for that. It was really it. Like, we answer questions, okay?
And that's the thing with social media too. People don't realize. Sometimes they don't realize there's actual humans behind some of these pages.
Oh, they realize they don't care.
No, I don't. I really don't think people. I think
Who do you think is running it?
Babe, I think they think that people have social media teams. They have experts. They have people managing their comments.
But that's still a person.
Yeah, but it's not the person I'm talking to.
So what?
So people kind of get rude and condescending behind some of these pages, honestly. And you got those big pages and influencers don't even answer you. We answer every single comment, every single DM ourselves. I mean, we get help to answer those generic, like, great work, guys, like stuff like that. But everything that requires time, we answer it ourselves. So you got to get to that point where we just hire yourself out too.
Well, the thing about it is, like, I'm never really in the DM, and so sometimes when you say,
so maybe
like,
I should have just answered. It's in a course, bro.
You did, but sometimes when you be like, look at that DM, I'm like, let me answer it. Let me answer this time, because you usually answer. Let me give them a response, which usually almost all the time I'm like, the response is very okay, so, like, helping along the journey of it. But at that point, I'm like, that's not what our page is about, and you need to know that. And if that makes you decide, okay, well, I'm not getting the course, so be it.
So how would you want somebody to approach you in a situation like that? If they've already asked you multiple questions on social media, how would you expect that next question to come across?
I would prefer to say, like, maybe, like, I'm really interested, but I'm feeling stuck, or I need more information. We'd be like, what is the more information you need? And maybe I can send you one of the videos we've done, because we've answered every single question that people have asked in the DM in content. And maybe you don't want to scroll. Maybe you don't want to take the time to look for it, which it's there. So something about that versus coming back every time with trying to pick apart. They're just what this person's trying to do is trying to get little pieces here and there to make it on their own, maybe without getting the course, which you can do. Do your Googles, do your things like that, but it's not going to come from me, especially when I put the information out there. You're just not looking.
And that's a really good point.
That's another thing.
You said that he or she, the person in question, they didn't approach you correctly. You said that the way you would have liked to be approached was if they kind of stated what they were stuck at. So that means they did some research on their own.
Right.
So if they would have did some research on their own and then they came back and said, hey, I did this and I can't find this. Can you help me get to that next step? And I realize when people do that, I am a lot more agreeable with them. It's like, oh, shoot. Now I realize that we can make content on this because we didn't answer this question thoroughly. So if a person does enough research, you know that based on their question if they've done research or not, because the person didn't. But now it kind of gives you more reason to help others out because, oh, this is actually a really good question. Now I could go and create more content or an email or some sort of structure on this.
Right.
So is there such thing as like social media etiquette?
Oh, of course there's such thing as social media etiquette.
Is it the same etiquette you have in real life?
Some of it, yeah. Some of it, yeah. Like when people hop in a DM and they be like, what's your revenue? Hello, hi, who are you? Like, what?
So we're in the street, right? We're in the street. You walking past me.
Nobody's wouldn't
Hold
do
on,
that.
We're walking in the street, and I'm like, hey, hello, hi. What's your revenue? I mean, what's your profit? Is that better?
They're not going to do it in the street. No one's coming up to me asking me what's my revenue. There's nobody that does that.
But you said it would be just like somebody saying hi.
It's similar. I said some of it is. Like the etiquette of being courteous. You don't know me from a hole in the wall. You don't know me at all.
But some people like that direct. Like, yo, let me get right to the point.
Nobody likes the non-hello.
I don't know.
I follow a lot of influencers.
No. There are DMs that's...
No. I know what you're about to say. You're talking about people that, like, beat around the bush. There's a difference.
Nah,
you're talking about the people that are like, hey, how's it going? And then you're like, doing well? Okay, that's good to hear. And so that's what you're talking about. People that are
That's
like,
what you asked for. You asked for the etiquette, right?
no, I asked you to say, hey, I want you to just say, good morning.
And get to the point.
Yeah, right. You can say it in the same sentence. Good morning. I wanted to know how much your revenue was. That's the same thing. Does it mean I'm going to answer you? Not necessarily, but it's a whole different way that you approach me. It's not like there's some people that we may have never met on social media, but we speak to them regularly, right? In the DMs, they say jokes to our stories, you know, things like that. It's not like that.
They built rapport with us.
They built rapport with us, right? So I'm not going to be like, who's you talking to, right? Or off the bat. But you just swarming in. Like, you just started following, and you're just like this. Or
what about those people that follow you? They don't follow you when they ask the question.
I think it's fine to ask the question if you're not following. I'm just talking about the way that you approach people. Because remember, the way that things are written versus the way that things are said comes across differently. Yeah. So maybe that's not their intention. And most of the time when I be like, LOL, good morning to you too, they be like, oh no, sorry, I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean it like that. Good morning, blah blah blah. And I'm like, but I feel like in my everyday language, I don't just start talking. Yeah. Why not? So, unless I'm in a conversation with you, then I'll do that. But outside of that, if I'm walking into an area or if I'm first approaching somebody, it's some type of greeting.
So we would like you to. So there is social media etiquette.
Yeah, just like when people be like, "Oh, hey, I'd like to ask you a question. Give me a call at this number." Excuse me?
Wait. No, that's a really good one. That is a really good one.
I must give you a call.
So you're saying people come online and they say, "Hey, I don't know who the hell you are, but here's my number. Give me a call." And what's the purpose of the phone call most of the time?
Because they want information from you. Nothing that you can gain.
So okay. So is that like there is nothing for you to gain, but they want you to call them, and the purpose? I've done one of those calls before. Huh? I've done one of those calls before. Somebody hopped in the DMs and said, "Hey, here's my number. Can we set up some time to talk?" And I was like, "Hey, actually, sure." I had nothing to do that day.
Yeah, that's not something I would do.
I know you wouldn't. I had nothing. I had absolutely
nothing.
And
depending on your mood, you probably wouldn't do it either.
I was in a really good mood. I was probably talking about quitting my job or something, and I was in a really good mood. But I hopped in the DMs and I said, "Hey, actually, I will give you a call." I said, even better, we'll do a Zoom call. So you can get to know me, I'll get to know you, and I'll do a 15-minute consultation with you. And I realized every single question I was asked on that call was posted somewhere on our page,
on the website,
in our email, on our website,
in our lives,
somewhere, IGTV.
But I think that we've learned
in a text message group. If you guys want to join our text message group, you could text the word clean to 214-544-9015, or you could just text the word anything.
Just text anything to that
214-544-9015 to join our text list.
I think that we've learned that you have to repeat things on social media. You have to
repeat things in real life.
That's true.
You gotta repeat it more on social media.
Yeah, you have to repeat things on social media. New people start to follow you. People didn't see the information here, didn't see the information there. But like I said, for the person today, you've been following us since July. You've been asking these questions since July. It's not like it's a one-off question. That's different for me because obviously you're new here. I'm gonna have to respond. You have to repeat yourself. That's what it's about on social media. That's okay.
What do you think they were trying to gain from that? Because if they're like, let's say you go on YouTube, right, and you're trying to figure out how to put together a car, and you may find one video got a million views here, one video got 2 million views there, and you're trying to pick and choose what videos you're going to use to kind of help you put that car together. But they keep coming back to the same. It's not like they're going from different video to different video. They're coming back to the same producer of that video trying to put together that car. But they have an entire outline of trying to put this car together in a course or a document. But instead, you're just asking them questions like, oh, the alternator or the engine or the seat belts or the buckles. Why do you feel like people would rather come to you for little bits and pieces of information rather than getting the whole pie from you at once?
Cheaper. You don't got to pay. I mean, that's really it. Don't got to pay. And that's the thing. If the other point is like, if I answer this question, what is that doing for you? Yeah. You still you're from July to November. If you would have got the course, you could have had your business up and running already, and you'd have been set.
So they would rather waste the time than actually spend the money on it.
Yeah.
Do you think that's the reason?
Mainly? I don't know if that's the only reason for people, of course. I don't know if that's the only reason. I think people try to get around on things. I think people try to save and stuff like that. I don't know their specific intention, so I can't really speak on it as a fact. But it just, like I said, questions being asked, we answer the same things over and over.
Yeah.
But when it's from the same person and we provided the information and you're still asking me this like different questions, it's like you gotta just get the course. And then to say, like I said, the main point was to say like, well, you have to allow me to ask questions, and it's like, have you been following us for real?
We really don't have to allow you to do
We don't
anything.
have to allow you to do anything. And like I said, every student or person is not for us. If from July to November you're not feeling like it's worth it, then that's okay. Don't buy the course.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it is. That's okay with me for you to not get it.
And that's one of the challenges about being on in the social media space or any
people-
online space too, that you have information that sometimes people want and they think that it's
You owe it to them.
Their privilege. Like we're privileged to receive their money, but we're also giving you an exchange of information.
Right. It's not like just a free, I'm giving time, I'm giving all this stuff like that. So that was the reason for that comment, because it was just like, sir.
When you approach people in their DMs, do you feel like you have a little bit, since you know how it feels, do you feel like you approach them in a different way?
Any influencer that I've ever wrote, I barely ever wrote influencers DMs because I don't expect that they're going to respond or see it usually. So I honestly don't even write in them. But if I do, I usually start with like, hey, hope all is well, or just, hey, thanks for the information you provide. Hey, and then I'll ask my question all in the same thing. I don't just, where you get that shirt from?
Listen, I want to know where you got the shirt from. I think that's important.
They can give me the answer, and I'm sure, but I think there is some etiquette. I think there is some etiquette to it.
Well, we need to
opinion.
understand if there is if there is a social media etiquette, somebody needs to create some information around this so that we could just send a link out to people so they can say, all right, here you go. And you'll do that sometimes. You won't do it where you send them a link, but you'll let them know, like, all right, that was pretty rude.
Yeah. I would start the conversation like that. Like I said, when I say, well, LOL, good morning to you too.
Yeah.
And then get to the question, it throws it right back to them. And they're like, oh no.
Would there have been social media etiquette on MySpace?
MySpace was Slack.
What about
So-
Facebook? There's no social media etiquette on Facebook. Facebook's a Wild Wild West too.
Well, I think, see, that's the difference. I think that when you're approaching a person versus a business, like what is the relationship to whoever the person is to you? Most people on Facebook are your friends and family.
That's true. I follow.
I mean, there's influencers on there, don't get
Yeah.
me wrong, but it's more like a fan page or
Yeah.
something like that. So it's a little different dynamic.
Do you think there's a difference between a brand page and a personal page on Instagram that people should approach in a different manner?
I think people should approach people like humans.
Even a brand?
And you
You a
greet.
brand? You ain't got no face. You a brand?
You just greet. It's just a simple hello, a good morning, a good afternoon.
I ain't
It's not
talking
even
to
that
the
many
t-shirt.
words.
I ain't talking to the t-shirt company and saying good morning. You a t-shirt. You ever say good morning to a t-shirt?
What? I don't hit up t-shirt brands. I don't hit up
I'm
brands.
giving the
but,
example of a
but
t-shirt.
even if that, I think one time we were trying to pitch to a company via DMs. Yeah, I greeted it. I mean, it was like a pan or something.
It was.
It wasn't. It was a product. But yeah, I said hello to whom it may concern, because
Yeah.
obviously a human being is going to be responding behind this and not a pot.
It could have been an automated response.
Could have been. But whenever a human does eventually see it, then they know
They'll
that
say, all right, Janoka's definitely a nice person. I'm going to give her a brand deal.
Not
because
nice person,
I'm going
but-
to give Janoka a brand deal because she's being nice via DMs.
But how you approach people makes a difference. I think first impressions is everything, and writing in DMs is first impressions.
Do you think that so that person in question that we were talking about originally, do you think that the way that they approached us will show through their business if they ever started their business? Is that a yes? I don't know. I didn't know what the hell that was. Y'all know what the hell that was? I know what the hell that was. Is that a
My
yes?
back is hurting me a little bit. That's a yes. Just based on the, I don't know how to explain it. And we talk about that, certain questions that are asked or certain things that people focus on helps us to know how they're going to be in the business generally. Are we 100% correct? No, because we're not in their lives.
Like,
we have no idea.
What's an example? that you see? What's a red flag for someone that approaches us on approaches anyone on social media? You feel like they probably wouldn't be a good fit to do X, Y, Z.
I have to think about that. I don't know.
So when I think number one, when the person that so let's go back to the person that we're talking about in question. So if they're asking very similar questions from in July, we know that they probably wouldn't be a good fit to do
for a business.
Because that means that you probably didn't do your due diligence. Mm-hmm. You're probably not going to research. Uh-huh. You're probably not going to put in the effort to find the information you need to run your business. Mm-hmm. But then also you're probably lacking the due diligence to keep your business afloat when necessary. Mm-hmm. Because if you're in the DMs in question, if you're in someone's DMs asking the same questions over and over, then how are you going to run your business when that person is no longer there?
Yeah, because we provide the information, but you have to implement it.
Yeah,
right. And so there's going to be things, especially with our course, you run it at your own pace. There's going to be things that you have to figure out
as a business owner,
as a person,
as a human.
Right. It's things you figure out. Your parents teach you things, your teachers teach you things, and life lessons come along.
Yep.
And you got to figure it out, right? It's the same thing with the business. So it gives the feeling of like, I don't know how well you're going to do in the business if you're asking these same questions, or if you're not willing to do the work, if you're not
or the bare minimum,
or if you're not willing to even take a risk on yourself and figure it out. I mean, because if you feel like, okay, taking the course is a risk or a chance or something for you, if you're not willing to do that, then I don't know how your business is going to thrive.
Do you feel like those are the type of people that, if let's say they start the business, right? Let's say they start with it doesn't even have to be the cleaning business, but let's say they start their business and they're like, all right, I asked them these questions, they got me started, but then do you feel like they will continue to latch on to you as they go along?
Definitely. They're going to always. So I think the thing is, it's not a problem to have questions, right? Mm-hmm. But when information is in your face and you're having the questions, then it's like, well, you didn't even look. Mm-hmm. And so I think that makes the difference.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need clarity on things, and that's totally fine. Sometimes you need clarity on things, and I think that's fine. I mean, we all need clarity on some things. That's okay.
Yeah.
But there's a difference with clarity and kind of, what's an insurance company to use? Did you take the course? Mm-hmm. Because we say it in the course.
So so clarity means that they just want you to clarify something. There's a part that they're lacking, not necessarily this in this instance, but there's a part that they're lacking that they're missing out on. But you're saying there's also another part that it goes beyond clarity. It's more of a hold my hand and guide me through every single part.
Mm-hmm. I didn't pay for that though.
Definitely didn't.
Because working one-on-one with us is a different bag, okay? That's a different price.
Your price is your price.
That's a different price to work one-on-one. And there's other resources though, right? So even though we have the course, there's a paid community that people can join and pay a monthly fee. There's our lives that you can hop on and ask some of these questions. So like I said, what is it that you're doing? What is it that you're trying to do? And for this person in question, it's just like you haven't even done the work. Like you haven't tried. Some of the stuff you're asking, you haven't tried. And then even for you, sometimes you're like, you thinking about the wrong things before you even start the business. Like you thinking about the wrong things right now.
So those red flags that they're giving you, what are some of those wrong things that you feel like people are thinking about?
I think it's a human nature though, because we're scared, right? We're scared, so we think about all the things going wrong. We think about everything possible.
Worst case, what's the worst case scenario of me doing this thing?
Yeah, that's how we operate.
Sometimes it's actually not a bad thing to think about the worst case scenario.
It's not a bad thing.
It could be a crippling thing as well.
Right.
When you think about worst case scenario in every single situation, now you may have a crippling effect where you're not even going to move because your only thought is on what's the worst thing that could happen. And I'm thinking about that worst thing being the outcome. But versus a slight possibility, you're thinking about that thing being a definite outcome of your business.
Right. And that's the thing with business. There is no telling with business. So if you only think in that space, you might as well stay away from a business.
We tell people that a lot too.
There's no guarantees with the business. Even if someone tells you, open up this McDonald's franchise, you gonna make $10,000 a month. There could be a month you make $6,000, right? Could be a month with COVID. Months with COVID.
Yeah.
You don't got enough workers.
That's
you
true.
know, so there's so many things that happen in business. There is no guarantee in a business. And I think that that's what people look for. I want you to guarantee to me that this can work for me.
Yeah.
And I can't guarantee that to you because, like I said, it's a business. 2, me and you are different.
Yeah.
You could do way better than me because of your discipline, because of your knowledge. You could do way worse than me. Like, so I don't know. There is no guarantee. And I think a lot of the questions that people ask us stem from wanting that guarantee and wanting that safety net that the 9-to-5 gives you.
Stay at the if you want that safety net, if you want that guaranteed income, stay at the 9-to-5s. We do not want you starting a business.
It's that safety net that the 9-to-5 gives
But
you.
you said something that I wanted to retract on. You said that there's the red flags of the people that are looking for those guarantees. So the people that are looking for those guarantees are normally the people that you don't want starting something that they can't handle because they're gonna come back to you and say
It didn't
failed.
work.
And we don't want nobody failing. If you're gonna quit on your own, that's fine. But going back to the etiquette piece of people asking those red flag questions, when you're on Instagram Live, are there any signs of a person that you see that are like, all right, well, they need an etiquette course if we were to create one?
On live?
Or is there a such thing as an IG live etiquette?
I
Or
don't
would it
think
be the
so
same?
much on live that I feel like, because I mean, live is the place to ask the questions,
Yeah.
right? I don't
So you-
expect that someone's writing.
would those questions have been more appropriate during a Q&A session of a?
Hell yeah.
Because you pre-plan
Or
you pre-plan the IG lives, so you're like, there's a Q&A on Friday. Show up, ask questions.
yeah, or some of the questions we're just simply not answering because it's in the course. Like I
Yeah.
can't give away my whole course to you.
Yeah.
I can give away enough for you to understand the knowledge that's in it, and then when you get in, you get the details, you get the juice. Right? But I can't give you every single step that's in the course. It's just not possible. Then why do I have a course? I should just be on Instagram telling everybody everything all the time.
Which we have done.
Which we have done. That's the thing. We have, and we continue to give away so much value and free value that, I mean, it's like this. I follow this coach on Instagram. She's for boutiques. And she talks about this all the time. That, you know, she has like, I think over 100 YouTube videos. Over 100 YouTube videos.
That's a lot of videos. I ain't going through those videos.
No. But it's there.
It's there. That's the point.
That's the thing. But it's there. And if you want to find it, and then when she goes on IG Live, she stays on IG Live for like 2 hours minimum.
Sheesh, that's a lot.
Minimum.
That's a lot.
So then her course is like $3,000.
Okay.
So when people come to her and be like, you shouldn't be charging so much, or you should
that's
give away.
etiquette. You can't just tell people.
Or
you can't-
listen,
Okay.
I don't disagree. My price is my price. If you don't like it, move on.
Yeah.
I mean, that is what it is. You shouldn't be charging this much, or you should give away free value. She goes off. She's like, check my YouTube page. Yeah, you're going to be scrolling for a while. At one time, I sat there and watched some of her videos, and I was writing notes. But it's there. That's the thing. Like, it's there. So I get that side of it. Like, don't just come here and complain and say, like, I need to do, and you're not doing your own work, due diligence, and research. When I took time to put the value out there before I actually packaged it and made it a deal. But as you know, money is time. So you're either going to spend the time looking through the YouTube videos forever, piecing the things together, or you'll get the course and have it all in one spot.
So the people that say things like that, you shouldn't charge for that information. Why do people feel entitled to tell people what they should and shouldn't charge for?
Ask the entitled people. I'm not entitled.
Why do you feel like they ask those? Why do you feel like they say that though? Because my thought on it is that they say it because they feel like we should be supporting the community, right? We should be for the culture. We should be for. That's a big one. You see people say for the culture, but what exactly does that mean? Being for the culture? Does that mean that
I don't get paid?
You could approach someone in a way that's ill mannered? Does that mean that you could ask questions that they just give their time up for? Does that mean that they give you the information that they may have paid for free? Does that mean that they coach you one-on-one for a low price or a low whatever the price may be?
And low is relative.
Low is relative. So this for the culture, or this for the people that say, all right, you shouldn't charge for that information, and they say it should be for the culture. Do you feel like there is a etiquette piece that's missing there too?
I mean,
Or is
know
there
if
a way?
it's,
Is there a way to make people happy, or nobody's gonna be happy ever? What's your thoughts on that?
Oh well, we know you can't make everyone happy, and we are okay with that.
Definitely.
We are not people pleasers. That's not in our household.
And you guys will learn that too as we go through these podcast episodes. I'll just give you our disclaimer. As you go through these podcast episodes, you get to know our personalities. You get to know what we like, what we don't like, but also the type of people we are.
Yeah, so we're not people pleasers, and the part about it is that when people always give this example is like, if you can't afford something, you keep it moving. You don't gotta say anything, right?
Oh, actually, go ahead.
So if I can't afford Target, I may go to Walmart because Walmart's a little cheaper than Target, but they kind of sell the same thing: food, clothes, all of the above. You think I'm walking up into Target and saying, "Y'all too expensive, I'm going to Walmart"?
Oh,
no,
Target is my spot. Target's your spot. Target.
I love Target.
We don't even go to Walmart.
No,
people said Walmart is only in the hood. That's another story for another day. I was like, I actually am. That might be true.
So it's just, and it's like it's the same thing with, and I mean, listen, I could be a designer, but it's the same thing with a Fendi or a Gucci. If I can't, oh, sorry. Okay, y'all can hear me out there. Okay,
you hear me out?
I know. Say hey, Miss Carter. Anyway, if I can't afford Gucci or Fendi, I am not walking into Gucci or Fendi.
Yeah.
What?
I'm turning this so as you turn your head, you can stay in a.
I am not walking into Gucci or Fendi if I can't afford it. You think I'm gonna walk in just to say, y'all shouldn't be charging them prices, and then walk out? I may talk about it with friends and family, like, you saw that shirt? This cost this?
Can you believe that?
But can you believe that? But I'm not going to the company, which we are a company, we are a brand, even if people don't look at it that way, and saying, like, you should charge this amount.
We actually had, talking about charging, we actually had somebody for our cleaning business. They called for a quote. And you guys, we have a cleaning business down here in Dallas, Texas. We've been running it for 4 years. And we also help people get their cleaning businesses up and running. So cleaningbusinessuniversity.com if you're interested. It'll be in the show notes. I'm getting better at this.
All right, brother. I see you having knowing your show notes where it's at.
I'm getting better at this. So we had someone recently actually call us for a quote for our cleaning service. And our assistants picked up the phone and gave him a quote. And he went online and left a review for not because he disliked the service, not because we serviced him horribly, or we left spots in his home, or the customer service was bad, or he didn't like the way we answered the phones, or he didn't like the service providings we offered. He left a 1-star review because he did not like the price. And you know what type of person? It rhymes with prick. And we ain't gonna go into that. But you know what type of person you gotta be to leave a local service business a 1-star review because you don't like the price? That is etiquette. That is a lack thereof. Where was this person's home training at? You need home training on these service platforms too.
It's too much. They got too much time on their hands.
So he left a 1-star review basically rating us because he didn't like the price. And he said we are overcharging. And the services he was actually asking for was our probably most demanding service, which is a move-out cleaning. Move-out cleaning includes a deep cleaning of the home. It includes light fixtures. It includes baseboards,
inside
the
windows,
fridge, oven, cabinets, as well as windows. And the move-out cleaning is the most time-consuming because most of the time you are moving out of a place and you want to get your security deposit back, which is very important because if you don't get that security deposit back, you know who you're coming to?
Cleaning business?
The cleaning business.
You guys missed a spot.
You missed a spot, and my landlord is not giving me my security deposit back, and I want a refund from you. Or you are moving into a new place, and those people are just as bad because they want their home sparkling. Like, I'm moving in. I'm excited. I got a new home, and I'm going to get a cleaning service. Oh, you guys missed a spot? I want a refund. So he went and left a 1-star review, not 2 or 3. I would have been okay with 3. A 1-star review because of the price.
If he was on Instagram, he would be those people saying you shouldn't charge that amount.
And that's exactly
that's what he would be.
That's exactly what he did, and we responded to it obviously the best way we can. But he was definitely a prick, and he lacked social media etiquette. Because it also the team called him just to clarify that. Listen, here's what your service entailed. Just in case, I listened to the phone call too. Just in case you didn't get it the first time, here's what your service entailed. They left him a voicemail, sent text messages just to make sure he was aware of the detail it would take. He didn't respond. We left it alone. We responded to the review. We kept it moving.
But back to social media. Yeah,
This is the same. Etiquette is etiquette.
No, that's the same thing.
Etiquette's a thing.
It's the same thing.
People lack it.
It's the same thing, and so I think that people.
Hold on, before you go, it's like going in. You said Louis Vuitton and all that stuff. That's like going to a restaurant, looking at the menu, and walking out because the price is too high.
What you could do?
You could do, but you're leaving a review because the price is too high.
Right.
That's different. I could walk out. That's what most people do. Like,
most people hang up and say, "Oh, it's too pricey. I'll go with another company."
You had to be completely disrespected by the prices. You had to be absolutely insanely disrespected when you had to go leave a 1-star review because you were so upset. That means you went to your phone right after the phone call. You put your phone down. It's like, I'm gonna leave this review online. That's how mad you had to be to do that. Lack etiquette.
I think that people do it on social media because they're behind a phone, they're behind something, and it's not like they're speaking to you one-on-one, right?
Yeah.
So they're just writing it, and they're like, whatever, like, I don't gotta see this person, so
I won't have to see you ever again.
Yeah, it's not a big deal, so I'm just gonna say it, whatever the case may be, but it's just kind of like, 1, unfollow me, 2, I didn't really ask. And 3, keep it moving. That's really it. Like, I am not here to dictate anybody's prices. Like I said, I can find it to be pricey, but I don't need to write that under someone or tell someone you need to change your, like, who are you? What?
Oh, that's another one too. Like, they'll write in the comments like, oh, this is a scam, or don't listen, or something like that. But why do people feel like it's okay to, but it's not like I'm going to my school, I'm not going to college or university and saying, oh, you guys are charging me $40,000 for education that I may or may not use. Like, we're not doing that. We're going.
Some people might.
You're gonna leave your university a Yelp review.
I'm not, but I'm just saying.
And that Yelp review may or may not even stick because you know how Yelp is. But going back to the social media etiquette piece, those are the people that Yelp person would be the same person in the comments talking about this course is too high, or that what they're selling is too much, or it's not worth the information. But you're still worried about the level of service you're going to get. Or you're not worried about the level of service you're going to get. You're more worried about the price that you're going to spend.
And I think that if you are leaving that type of feedback after you took the course, listen, everybody's open to their own opinion.
Yeah.
Right? And you may feel that it wasn't worth your time or money. I don't know. Haven't had many people say that, but that's your opinion. But you're just speaking because you see in a 15-second ad
yeah.
that you have no idea. And I'm like, it takes more time for you to write this than to just keep it pushing. That's just how I operate, though. But I mean, you see it all the time on social media. Like, I think about Kim Kardashian a lot. She has so many negative comments under her page. And I'm like, why follow someone to just write negative things?
Yeah.
Like, just keep it moving. If they don't make you happy, or if there's not somebody that you like, why would I be spending my time and energy just to be putting negative stuff out? But, you know,
we got to be better as a human race.
Well, I was about to say that. It's more of a reflection of them than the person.
Yeah.
Right? It's more a reflection of whatever you going through or however you look at life than the person that you're writing about, because you didn't have to say that. You didn't grow up saying when they say you don't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all.
Remember at the height of the pandemic when we were doing the home workouts with Angela Simmons?
Oh my God!
And we was on IG Live.
I forgot about that.
She was on IG Live with her trainer and
doing home workouts. Yeah.
And there were comments of people just sitting there, just responding, just writing negative, nasty things while she's
on
working
live.
out. Her kid is there, like, oh, go take care of your kid. Oh, you're not in shape. Oh,
yes.
So you're gonna sit on somebody else's social media page while they're on IG Live commenting on their workouts. Mind you, they're getting in shape. They're bringing us into her home personal trainer that she's paying for.
Yeah.
He blew up after that, but she's paying him money for him to be training her. She's bringing us into the workouts, allowing us to get free training sessions at the height of a pandemic when no one can go to a gym. She's trying to stay healthy. Her kid is in the house. Her maid or her partner is in the house folding clothes, doing laundry in the background.
Yeah, and then they would say, like, if the kid was running around interfering with the workout, they're like, oh, where's the nanny? Why isn't he out of the way? Or where's I'm like, what? Yeah, I forgot about that. That was a toxic lie.
But that just goes back to the etiquette that people
people
lack,
do or don't have. Yeah, don't have.
That they lack, because there's no way I'm sitting on anybody's social media that I don't like just commenting for a whole. We was on that for like an hour. We got a good workout in. Shouts to Angela Simmons, yo, and her trainer.
Definitely. I would.
She held us down during the pandemic. and the height of the pandemic, but people were sitting there commenting on her page, which is absolute to me. I think this
That's absurd.
I think that's a mental issue, though. You're the mental health therapist.
I ain't diagnosing nobody.
Tell me what you think
I gotta
about
speak
this.
to them before I can't diagnose everybody.
No, you're speaking to them in the DMs. Trust me.
No.
What do you think about these people? What's your medical or mental diagnosis?
I
for
have
these
no
people?
mental diagnosis for that.
There has to be something. Because there'd be something wrong. If there's
Gotta
no
be
way you're
something
sitting on
wrong.
someone's social media page commenting negative things for an hour, that was ridiculous.
I don't disagree, but I can't diagnose anybody without speaking to somebody, so I can't speak for the masses.
Listen, you can. You listen. But it doesn't, for us, it doesn't get so great. We try to give as much knowledge. We try to give as much game. We try to, and that's one of the things about us on social media too, is like we try to share as much as we learn as possible.
Right.
There's one thing people can't say is that you learned something and you didn't tell me about it.
Well, that's what that person is trying to say in the DM.
Yeah, they did.
You can't expect me to ask questions.
I guess you could say it then.
That's what they were saying. And I'm like, okay, actually. And I don't have to do anything.
You don't.
I don't gotta do anything. I don't gotta respond to DMs. I don't gotta show up on Instagram if I don't want. I don't gotta do anything. So you can't tell me what I can and can't do either. So all of the above with that. So maybe that was our course. We'll package it and sell it for 10, 20.
What, our social media etiquette course?
Just now.
We just made a social media etiquette course. We wanted to talk about this
Just
topic because it does come up. We don't get much of it. I mean, we get enough where it's worth talking about and discussing. But
the bigger your page grows, the more you have randoms and people that aren't really connected to you or like know you like that, and it continues. It will continue to get worse essentially because I follow influencers that are at like 300,000 and those are big numbers. So you can just imagine the amount of toxic stuff they get and what you should be posting, and you're not a Christian and like all that type of stuff that you're like, what? Like, you don't even know me. And you got to remember, you know what I allow you to see. Yeah. Like what I allow you to see on the platform is what you know. Yeah. So
they don't see you when you're not on IG Live in church.
Right. I mean, sometimes put in the story.
And we just hope if you're watching this or listening to this podcast, if you're watching this on YouTube or listening to it on your favorite playlist, we just want y'all to know, man, y'all got to be out there, keep hustling, and we appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share, and keep.
I was about to say, and check out cleaningbusinessuniversity.com if you want to know more about our cleaning business. Thank you for joining.
Keep hustling, y'all.
This has been an episode of the Hartzog Hustle Podcast. We hope you enjoyed. Be sure to rate and review this podcast on your favorite listening platform. And follow Anthony and Janilka on Instagram at The Hartrimony. That's TheHartrimony. Keep hustling, baby. Keep hustling, baby.
Get that money. Get that money.